How doing, folks? It's Ron Grovis from Ron's Beers. I got a beer to showcase today, as you can see in front of you. It's from ROADS Brewing in Stratford, Connecticut. It's an unfiltered pale lager. It's called Miles to Go. Enjoy the journey. This beer is pretty unique. When you see it in this can, we see beer, the bottles and cans every day that we're doing beer reviews or drinking beers or buying them. But this beer here is a little bit more involved. The way that this has been brewed. This is called a decoction. D-E-C-O-C-T-I-O-N. Decoction mash. The way this is part of the brewing process of the beer. It's something that's usually done mostly in Germany and Czechoslovakia. It's time consuming on doing this decoction mash. And it makes it for a smoother beer for sure. And tasty beer. And like I say, it's mostly done in Germany and Czechoslovakia. I won't go into any further to prolong this review. So let's talk about the brewery itself. The brewery is located at 1700 Stratford Ave, Stratford, Connecticut. That's ROADS Brewing. The brewery was founded in 2012 by 4 friends that got together and wanted to basically have fine beers and good beers and have a brewery. So the 4 friends, Phil Markowsski, Brad Hittle, H-I-T-T-L-E. I hope I'm not murdering these last names. Brad Hittle, H-I-T-T-L-E. Clement Pellani, P-E-L-L-A-N-I, Clement Pellani. And Peter Doering, D-O-E-R-I-N-G, Peter Doering. So those 4 gentlemen are Phil Markowsski, Brad Hittle, Clement Pellani, and Peter Doering. And they decided that they would brew some good beers and start a brewery. The brewmaster there is one of the gentlemen who is Phil Markowsski. He's an award-winning brewmaster. The brewery that's down there in Stratford, Connecticut, brews some pretty different types of beers. This is a lager. And you see a lot of ales on the market, pale ales and so forth. But this one here is a lager, which makes it a little unique. Although one time we all drank lagers. All your major breweries were lagers. This beer that's, they say, take the road less traveled, this Miles to Go. The style of this throwbacks to old Germany. ZWICKEL, or KELLER, or LANDBIER. Basically, they're all, pale lager, but they're in German, is what that kind of means. The KELLER beer, if you just translate from German, KELLER beer means cellar beer. And basically, they're saying that these beers are not really, back in the old days when they were doing it, pasteurized or clarified, basically filtered out. And that's what those old style of this beer here is, as we're saying, the KELLER beer, or the ZWICKEL, or the LANDBIER, like basic beer lager. This is a 6.2% alcohol by volume. It's an unfiltered lager, as we were saying. The calories in this are 186. I couldn't get the IPUs or what hops are in this. They're holding that close to their vest. That's fine. A lot of breweries do that. They don't want you to know for some reason. Who knows? But they do use German malts and German hops on making this beer. There's a lot of German ancestry in this beer, just from the way they brewed it and where they talk about it. Basically, it's fermented slow and cold and appropriately aged. It's not rushed at all, which is like a lot of lager beers are brewed. This should be crisp and smooth, this is their words, with a tasty, toasty malt backdrop. So as you drink it, you should get that malt kind of a backdrop in your throat. It's a refined herbal hot aroma as you drink it, and the fresh, unfiltered presence of pure lager yeast. Again, we talked about clarification of the old-time beers and basically filtering it out, which they haven't done. This is an unfiltered lager. With unfiltered, basically saying on the lagers that you're leaving the proteins in there and the yeast. I mean, it would be suspended in the beer rather than filtering them out. So when you drink it, you'll see, you know, people say, "Oh, there's sediment in this beer," but it's actually meant to be in there when it's unfiltered. So as I say, this brewery from 2012 has brewed some fine beers. They don't go too far out on the graphics. This is a nice graphic on the can. The coloration is real nice. The color of it, the can is eye appealing, and it gives you information. It gives you the 6.2 ABV, but it doesn't give the IBUs on that, which is kind of a little disappointing. You'd like to know what you're getting in on the hops. Some folks just do not like too hoppy of a beer. You know, the way it is, I guess, but they should at least give us more information on that. All right, no further ado, we'll get a glass. If we're getting the glass, I'm going to say that Beer Advocate judged this to be 3.73 out of 5. So that's a good rating for Beer Advocate. All right, we got a glass. All right. Let's see what we have. We're going to clean this top off. I think it was washed. These get washed. Just clean it off. Okay. No further ado. Do we see any water vapors coming out? I can smell the aroma is hitting me now. I think it's a hoppy type of aroma there that I'm smelling. All right. Really seems to be hazy. I mean, definitely it's translucent with a kind of a golden color to orange, really. An orange, what hue in that? It's like a translucent, but the head retention wasn't too good. It lost its head pretty fast. Head retention wasn't good at all. It was poor. I mean, poor is the best word to use. But I could smell it from here. Well, let's take a smell. It smells, really comes across as a very, very big lager beer. Very. But I thought it was the hops at first when I opened it, but the maltiness of it is, I'm getting a bread, like a bread aroma, grassy, grainy, I guess you'd say. A bit that malt or vanilla. Definitely a grassy grain and bread aroma to it. Well, no further ado, as you can see, the translucent, this is golden to orange color of it. Get the drum up. You can see, no head at all. All right, no further ado, let's take a taste on this. Well, that is different. Smooth. Comes right across as a smooth beer. That is good. That is a good lager. And they call it pale. I'm not getting that much pale. Usually the paleness from the hops. The taste on this is sweet. Sweet grain. Usually, not all of them, but some of those big breweries that have the lagers. Sweet grain taste to it. Doughy. Very far away back of the mouth. Kind of doughy. It feels like a light body as you drink it. Looking at it, looks like definitely a full-bodied beer, which it probably is by their brewing methods. But on the tongue, as it goes down, because of the smoothness, it's very light-bodied. The mild haze does not come across as full-bodied beer. It has some of those full-bodied beers, which, when I say full-bodied, which you'd get out of the thickness of a stout or a porter. Some of those brews that are really thick-bodied, and you feel it on your tongue as you drink it. So this pale lager, excuse me, I'm trying to drink and talk at the same time. Sorry for that, folks. This miles to go is an unfiltered pale lager. Usually, all times they brew them the pale ales, but this is a pale lager, and it is really good. This is a good beer. It's very drinkable. Taste-wise, it's top shelf. It's right up there. That is really good. So I got work to do today down here. Sitting here finishing this up. Could always have something in the stomach, so these are down here. My loving wife has picked up all this stuff, the treats and the beers, and I thank her for it. Get this big fat arm in the way there. This is the brew. He's got a chance to get it from Two Roads Brewing down in Stratford, Connecticut. It's 6.2 ABV, and it's brewed in a way, and you can look it up, decoction mash, to make it a lot smoother and very drinkable. A lot of times those beers that are brewed that way stay in Germany or Czechoslovakia. So I tip my hat off to Phil Markowsski. Excuse me, Phil Markowsski, for being the head brewmaster, and the rest of the folks there for brewing this fine beer, because they have done this really, really well. It doesn't say it on the can. You read their webpage and tells about how this is brewed. So, other than the fact that this doesn't say the IBUs, it is really a top shelf beer. It is right up there. If other folks rate them, I rate that an A. It would be an A+ for the can, and the company and the brewery if they would put the IBUs on the can. But other than that, this is an A. This is a fine, fine beer. As I said, I'm going to stay here, have my treats of the honey roasted peanuts, and finish this beer, do the finished work that I have to do, and I'll enjoy the rest of the day. It's cold here today. It's in the low 20s. Within the teens this morning. Winter is still here, still coming back strong. As long as it doesn't snow, can't complain too much. So with that said, folks, have a good day. Enjoy the day. Ciao.